mean, you're playing me.
What's my character's name?
Right, but let's...
Max? What was it?
You play the Elder Man in
Oliver.
Jacob...
Oliver.
In Jacob
Oliver
Strunk's short film, An Elder Man. You don't play an Elder Man in Jacob's drunk movie, Elder Man, which sounds like you just said.
I play a version of Jacob. I'm like the Kyle MacLachlan to your David Lynch.
To my David Lynch.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm your De Niro to Scorsese.
Stop.
Now.
Dreyfus.
Stop.
Dreyfus to
Stop. Stop.
Because it will happen again. We should do the continuing sagas of Oliver.
Jesus. Well, I don't think he fared well in the last one.
Well, this could be a prequel.
Not bad.
Maybe he's just, God, why does this shit keep happening to him?
I know. So you're named Oliver in the movie after Oliver Platt because Oliver Platt used to live here. This was his apartment, which is why I commissioned the portrait of him.
Oh, Oliver Platt lived in this space?
Yeah, this was his
I love that
LA
guy.
apartment.
I love that guy.
So it's got Oliver Platt sweat stains in the walls here.
I mean,
Probably a lot of them.
sweat stains, yeah, but like fluid.
He seems like a
everywhere,
sweaty
sure.
guy.
That's why I said,
Sweaty.
Yeah. Like
All right.
where you're eating a Luna bar, he probably did one unmentionable or another at some point. He lived here for 9 years.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Yeah.
Are we still doing recaps, or we just... This
Well,
is
okay, so
our-
now the tour's done, and we got to go to Fantastic Fest.
This is a whole other episode that we're doing right now.
Yes, this
Okay,
is part
so
2.
I'm Ryan Lambert.
I'm on Gower. This is part 2 of our year-end
Welcome to
wrap.
Squadcast. It's a
Um,
pun.
So,
If you were to wear
If you weren't aware before...
This is a pun.
wordplay,
Wordplay, Squadcast.
Luna Bar.
Keep chewing while you're trying to think about talking. I'll talk while you're chewing. So, anyway... on the first episode, we recapped our tour, but a lot of other things happened out there in the world for the Monster Squad world family people. And one of those things was a wonderful, wonderful party that was thrown by one Mr. Andre Gower at Fantastic Fest in Austin, Texas. You just took another bite. I was introing. I was introing you.
you just threw to him.
I
as he
threw.
took a bite.
I was like, and now explain the party.
No, I thought the accolades were gonna roll.
Oh, well, I could keep going if you want. I've never seen Andre sweat so hard building a set. While I drank whiskey off to the side doing nothing.
This is true.
I was in the way. I had to get out. I went and got a cheeseburger and came back, and the set was built. And talk about the set.
Yeah, well,
Talk about the event. Just go.
so Fantastic Fest is the Alamo Drafthouse in Austin's annual film festival, which is just fucking bonkers and amazing.
Beautiful.
It's a fun thing. Of course, let's get it out of the way. This year's Fantastic Fest had a little bit of a pall on it, a little bit of a gray cloud, with some issues that some individuals ran into just prior to the festival. And Fantastic Fest is so centered around filmmakers and friends and fun and bonkerness. It was still there, but it just had like it had a little restrictor plate on it. It had a little, like, you know, when you're playing the trumpet and you put the buffer on it, the mute. But it was still fun. Got to see some good friends. But I was fortunate enough to be able to get asked to throw the 30th anniversary Monster Squad fan event experience at Fantastic Fest. And we had about 3 weeks to a month to actually set this up. And we ended up being the Friday night event of Fantastic Fest, which is a big night. And we had it at the Highball, which is the bar and the restaurant and performance area adjacent to the theater. And I had a lot of help putting this event on. And the first person I'll give a shout out to is Allison Murphy, who is just a wonderful, creative, just gung-ho hardworking fanatic that I know her husband, Jason, because he's an excellent writer. He wrote a book called The Black Goat Motorcycle Club, which I have the rights to, and I'm hoping to develop a deal with that, but that's a side note. Allison is like a production design person, and she jumped. Jason actually threw her under the bus and said, I think Allison would want to do this. And she recreated, not in an open space, but she recreated the treehouse from Monster Squad. And we ended up doing it in this area where there was tables and walls and different shit and ceiling restrictions and lighting fixtures in the way, and she knocked it out of the park. I mean, it was amazing. She actually built the set. Like, what I thought I was asking someone to do is, like, go get a bunch of foam core, cut some windows out of it, and we'll put some posters on the wall, right? And we'll spray paint the foam core to look like fake wood. She went and built a fucking set out of 2x and 1x and plywood and Luan, and distressed the Luan, cut out the windows, had to come out with angles, and she built a fake tree to go in the middle of it. It looks just like the tree. We raised the little, what I call Rudy's alcove up in that raised part, and we had the window to where, and we even had like a camera and a tripod, and she set it up to where we had a monitor out the window to see Lisa Fuller taking her robe off, and it was like Rudy's kind of POV. And
there was a lot of guys when you finally it was done. They just stayed there.
Yeah, they just looked at the window. And my wife,
sorry,
and my wife Michelle went and sourced.
Oh, she killed it.
All of the accurate posters that were in the movie in the treehouse, and production stills and little weird shit and magazines. And she ordered all of that shit, sourced it, got it shipped, and we put it up all in the back part of this treehouse. And then we had this long, like 25-foot raised display area, which is like a gallery. And I had a bunch of awesome people that had cool collectible shit, like Sean Robert, who lives in Maryland, who does his Branded in the 80s podcast and website. He sent me all of his dead media collection. So he has beta and VHS, like 20 or 30 of them from around the world.
Yeah, there were some weird boxes I've never seen before.
Yeah, like from
where the hell?
Holland and Israel and stuff like that. So he sent me all of that, plus some other collectible
The one from
stuff.
Israel is just my face on the front, like with a giant nose. Like,
That's terrible,
Rudy Squad.
And
all Jews rule.
And
when Michelle was sourcing all that, did you guys did she have access to the production stuff, or were they just going through the movie? What she had access to was Sean Robert's list, who years ago actually went and pinpointed out almost every single piece in there. I mean, there's some amazing movie posters in that thing. It was a rare Godzilla movie poster. There's like the movie. I remember that.
I love that movie.
I now have that poster.
We came out every year.
We had the Vampire Circus poster, which is probably the most prominent thing in that treehouse.
It's big. It's the biggest one.
And just some weird rad shit and like weird like Bela Lugosi production stills that we just kind of sourced, printed, and and printed out at the copy place. And some action figures and stuff.
When we were actually shooting that scene, do you remember looking at that stuff?
I do, but it was so much stuff. It was so much stuff.
I think I was just sitting in there going, "What am I doing?"
Well, I didn't know what half of those movies were.
What am I doing?
I'd never seen Vampire Circus or a
Yeah, it was 50. Well, I know I did see
The Thing.
That shit was on for some reason. That is like some weird underground thing that everyone knows about. That thing was on every year. Come on, and it would be like a little blurb in TV Guide. They'd have like a little tiny ad in the corner, like "Sssss is on tonight." It'd be like, "Oh my god!" And it was just like, I mean, it's not even that good. It's a terrible film. I don't understand how.
Let's go watch. Sssss.
Yeah,
that's our next. That's our next podcast.
You know, Bela Lugosi's house. You drove past on your way up from the market. It's
right
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking.
Doesn't Johnny Depp own that house? You built the goddamn thing. It was funny.
Right, but we had a bunch of dead media. We had fan stuff. We had fan art gallery. We had a slideshow going and physical fan art because there's so much cool Monster Squad fan art that people have made. And I wanted to display it all, but we couldn't because we didn't have that much space. And then we had a bunch of production stuff like BTS stuff and marketing materials and EPKs. We had the amulet there. Eric Vespi let us borrow the amulet again. We put it on display.
The screen-used amulet?
Yes, because he owns that now because Fred gave that to him.
Dracula's cape?
Yes, that's the centerpiece along with my wardrobe. We had Stan Winston archive kind of BTS slideshow scripts, and we had Rudy's bow there. We had some production stills and BTS photos.
Wait, so you did get Rudy's bow back?
We do have Rudy's bow back. We didn't do the road trip. We got it. I shipped it, and I still have it. But this, so we can go do the show. Oh, we still will. But the centerpiece of this all is I had two mannequins and an awesome fan, Andrew from Maryland, owns Duncan's screen-used cape.
Right.
And he graciously shipped that to us. And I put it on a mannequin along with a smaller mannequin that had my full wardrobe on.
Which I have a great picture of laying on the ground. It's really weird.
The photo.
Really great.
You got to show Jacob all these photos from Fantastic Fest. It was fucking bonkers.
We'll post them along with the thing.
I don't have that many photos. You got to send them.
I'll send them all to you.
So we got to do this event, and what a lot of the fans didn't know, because they put it in the programming that we're going to have a Monster Squad party, but they didn't know two other elements mostly. But I got to show a 30-minute sneak peek rough cut of the documentary, of the Squad documentary that I'm working on. And I don't remember much of that night because I was so exhausted, but apparently people liked it. It went off very well. And
can I please
to celebrate, we also brought in the cast. So Ryan was there.
Okay, good. I'm glad because I got to segue.
I flew in Ashley. She came in. I flew in Stephen Mott because you can't have a Monster Squad party without Del Crenshaw. John Grease was there as Desperate Man. And Duncan Regier came. So we had Dracula on site. He flew in for 1 half day from Vancouver, actually Victoria, and had like a 7-hour travel day, was in Austin for like 12 hours at that most, and then left at 5 the next morning. So thank you, Duncan, for coming and making this party awesome. He's such a great presence and such an amazing guy. Is this your segue into the story?
Should I? Well, now you're thanking him and praising him.
He doesn't listen to this.
That's what I'm saying. He's never going to hear this, right?
But fans will dig it.
No, I love it.
Tell the story.
I love this man. I mean, he's an incredible...
Was he a
incredible
Canadian
human being.
actor?
Yes.
In the Monster Squad? Like, they flew him down for the movie from Vancouver?
Yeah, because he auditioned, yeah.
Because he's rad.
Oh, he's awesome. He's really good.
Okay.
So tell your Duncan story.
Okay, so Ashley and I decided to have lunch, and I was like, hey, we're in fucking Austin. Like, we're going to this amazing barbecue place that I heard about. It's new. We're going. Ashley was like, I'm down. Just me and you. We've got time. Let's do
And she didn't bring the kid this time.
No, the kid was... No. This was not part of the tour. This was a separate... So, I walked down to the elevator, got in the elevator. There was a man standing in the elevator. Didn't see him because it was one of those glass elevators so you could see outside. And it overlooked the pool of the hotel. Mm-hmm. And you could see the river that goes through Austin. And I'm going down. We get to the end. We get to the bottom. Door opens, and this man turns around. And he goes, "Mr. Lambert." And I'm like, "What the fuck?" I'm like, "Oh my god, am I like VIP? Like, what's happening?" And he turns around, and it's Duncan. And I'm like,
so
oh my! And he's
been in the elevator with you the whole time.
The entire row
No,
ride
you
down.
are.
I'm on the 12th floor, so it was like it was kind of a long ride down. And but he's looking out the window, and I'm like, this weird guy like staring out the window like it's like the sunset in Hawaii or something. And And I'm just like, boop. And I'm like on my phone, like, just want to get down to the bottom to meet Ashley for lunch. And Mr. Lambert. And I turn, I'm like, oh my God. And he's a looming figure. He is Dracula. I mean,
he's got a
He's
presence.
really tall.
He has an amazing presence.
Yeah, he wasn't on lifts or anything. He's a big, tall guy, and he looks like fucking Dracula. He looks the same. The guy didn't age. He's fucking Dracula.
Have you guys run into him?
No, we've seen him before, but this was the first time that it was very super intimate. Like I've seen him at conventions. I've seen him at conventions, and I'm like, hey, I've never met you before because you wouldn't talk to me on the set. But now we're, sort of. I'm an old man, and we're actor. And
You're acquaintances.
Anyway, you're older than he was when he did the movie.
He goes, "Where are you off to?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm meeting Ashley downstairs. We're gonna go to lunch." He goes, "Do you mind if I join you?" I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, "Yes." I don't want to eat I don't eat lunch with Dracula. And you kind of seem like a looming weird figure for me that I might be uncomfortable. But obviously, I said yes. So I get downstairs and Ashley's like, "Oh, hey, let's go. Oh, you go, done. Let's go." And I said, "Yeah, we're gonna go to this barbecue joint." And Ashley looks at me like behind Duncan, like shakes her head. No, like that's not a good idea for him. And I'm like, so now I got to do what Dracula wants to do, and Duncan's like, we're gonna go to this Italian place down the street. It's a really little refined cafe, Italian cafe. I'm like, oh my God, I'm in Austin, Texas, and I'm gonna eat fucking Italian food.
But Dracula said so.
But Dracula made me go, so I gotta follow
and
Dracula
you're a
there.
pussy, so you're like, fine, all right. Yes, sir.
Well, I kind of knew that it'd be more uncomfortable. Like, I'd be better at adapting to the Italian place than he would
adapting to the hipster barbecue place.
The hipster barbecue where his fingers are bloody, which they probably are anyway. I felt like, all right, I'm gonna give in, and I'm not gonna push the issue. But we went, and when you go to these little cafes, the tables are like smaller than anything in the world.
They're like half the size of the car.
Yeah,
little
tiny
bistro
little
tables.
bistro tables. So he's literally on top of me, and he doesn't talk that much. So we're trying to have a conversation, and I wound up basically talking to Ashley the whole time, and he just sat there eating some weird pasta dish I'd never seen before. And I'm wolfing down this penne with sausage. I'm like, at least I'm gonna get some fucking meat in this motherfucker. But then I was like, we gotta get back to the hotel because we gotta go to the thing. Because I told him, I'm like, they need to interview you for the doc, and I'm doing an interview with Lisa Fuller right after that, so we gotta get back.
Oh, I forgot. I was gonna bring that. Yeah, good.
We'll do that. But he was like, okay, and then all of a sudden, outside, torrential rain. He was like, we can't, because we were walking back to the hotel. I was like, we can't leave. And I'm like, beer, please. I'll have another beer because I can't take this anymore. I'm dying. I can see Ashley is better at this than me. Ashley was doing very well. She was talking.
He's not Dracula for real.
He's showing me pictures of paintings that he's done of nude Greek men. The end of that portion.
So you succinct or good segue,
which
into,
were great. His paintings were great, but yes, segues. But then we went back to
we did the event, right?
So
I mentioned,
he's being interviewed,
right? But also, you just mentioned that I forgot to mention because I was going to make a bigger bit out of it. Is I flew in Lisa Fuller,
right?
Who has never appeared for anything Monster Squad before, and fans had never seen Patrick's sister ever before. And it was fucking awesome.
Have you seen the footage of our interview?
I've not seen that one yet.
It's a good one.
Yeah, it's good.
Because there's a lot of validation.
Like a dual interview?
Yeah, they did that little funny thing.
I basically interviewed her. Henry did some questions too, but yeah. I basically interviewed. We sat in this back room.
She has her own static one that we did on a stage in LA, and then we followed up with this.
We haven't been in the same room since. And everyone always asks me the same fucking questions. Did Rudy get the girl? Does she actually like him? Blah, blah, blah. Oh, I've heard these stories about you giving her mixed tapes on the set. Oh, did she like it? Oh, did she have a boyfriend? And I don't know how to answer that because I've already said it. And if you don't believe me, that's fine. Because most people don't believe me. They're like, bullshit. And we're sitting there, and I'm like, so when we were making... I don't want to give anything away, but I'll give
So
it
you
away.
hadn't seen her
I haven't seen her
in
since.
30 years.
Yeah, I haven't seen her since.
I'd seen her once.
I haven't. But I said, did I give you... She was like, oh my God, you gave me mixtape. Like, Journey was on. Like, yes! Like, I got full validation.
Nerd.
Total nerd. She was like, if you were like 2 years older, I totally would have gone for you. I'm like, oh man, it's on camera. It's on film. We got it. Got it.
But I just want to say, everybody was great, but Lisa Fuller is amazing. Married to an actor named Dan Gautier, who you may have seen on like TV shows like Tour of Duty and stuff like that, which I always thought was badass.
Hi, I'm Troy McClure.
I know
You might
Dan.
know me from...
I know Dan because I used to play like on the Hollywood Knights basketball team, and Dan was one of the guys. But
Hollywood Nights? Like
with a K.
Billy-
With a K.
Oh, okay. The Seeger song? Is that Seeger?
That's Hollywood Knights. That's Bob Seger. Yeah, don't forget Bob Seger.
Hollywood Nights.
It's a great song.
It's a brilliant song.
2 drums.
Bob Seger's a genius.
Bob Seger's my man. Anyway, so Lisa came and did her thing. She lives way out in the desert
a little
now.
old
She
for you.
still acts, looks amazing, super sweet, and just gets a kick out of the fact that Monster Squad's still a thing, and had never been involved in something like that. So I think she had a pretty good time.
She had a great time.
She had a great time. So I'm glad she got to come.
She was very happy.
So that was her first time, like, wading into the waters of nerd fandom.
Yeah, she watches some of like my post or Ryan's post at a convention and like, but she doesn't know like what this fan fervor is over the last 10
She
or
still
11 years.
doesn't, because that...
Because she's
though-
not immersed into it.
Even though that was an incredible experience, and like it
was in a different arena.
It was a different arena, and sitting behind a table with people coming up to you when it's quiet and they're just talking in your face, it's a very different experience. This was like a party, like music was blasting.
If she would go to like a great convention like Horror
If
Hound
she was
or
sitting next to
something,
me
then-
at a convention, it would blow people's minds.
Yeah.
And she
It
doesn't.
would- oh my god.
She doesn't know what that means. She doesn't get that.
She thinks it's neat that there's still a thing there, so we capture that. But
I think she might. Next time we go, we should
might,
invite
yeah.
her because it'd be
Next
fun.
round.
oh, if we
People
go to a
would
convention
die.
again, I'm telling you, you got to bring Lisa Fuller.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'm not going.
No, having all of you guys together,
Well, that's always the tough get.
maybe not.
Spoiler alert: we might be going to Denver. I don't even know if you know that.
We might be going to Denver.
Yeah, I think we're going to Denver in March.
What's in Denver?
It's a convention.
Things to do in Denver when you're dead. It's a crazy movie.
It's a good movie.
It's a good movie.
It was Pulp Fiction ripoff though.
Right.
Was that Andy Garcia?
Andy Garcia, yeah. Treat Williams, and
It was like a slew of those, like
yeah.
2 heads in a duffel bag,
Yeah,
8 heads in a
yeah,
duffel
yeah.
bag. Where the fuck that shit was?
2 Days in the Valley.
2 Days in the
Yeah.
Valley. It was all like.
Oh no!
Pulp
Oh,
Fiction.
wait! 2 Days in the Valley is a great movie. Though.
Yeah, but it's still a Pulp Fiction ripoff.
They're all just trying to do that.
And
thing.
Pulp Fiction is a ripoff.
And 2 Days in the Valley does it well.
I enjoyed that film. I have it on VHS.
Introducing Charlize Theron.
Oh my god! Don't get me started.
I
Pete
remember.
Spader.
I remember the.
Spader was great in it.
I remember the voiceover for that. For the trailer.
2 Days in the
I'm
Valley.
not going to do it justice, but it was 2 days in the valley.
Oh God.
I actually remember that.
Okay, so we do Fantastic Fest. We got to see some cool stuff. We got to, we surprised everybody with the cast, and we surprised everybody with a 30-minute kind of sneak peek of the doc, which was so
We also saw
so
some
rough
great
and
films.
we saw some cool films. And Jacob, you weren't at Fantastic Fest. You should have been, but you'll go next year.
No one offered to buy me tickets.
I was buying enough tickets. That's
I got to see Gerald's Game before it hit Netflix on the big screen, and
and you like
as all you buttholes know, I'm a huge Stephen King fan. I read every.
King.
Shut up.
Lubba.
And I love Gerald's Game, the novel. So I was like, oh god. And of course, Carla was starring, and so I was like, oh my god. And then at the end of the film, they were like, ladies and gentlemen, Carla. I was like, oh my god.
Oh really?
Oh,
You
she was
didn't tell me
there.
She was there.
Oh, she was there.
Yeah, they
And
were all there. There was-
Here's a little side
That was
note
Mike
from that.
Flanagan, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
One of the first things that Carl ever did was an episode of Webster that I was on. So, and I was actually sitting next to Matt Mercer, and I'm like, I'm gonna go tell her this, and he was like, you have to.
We have to.
You have to.
And you did.
And I couldn't get in. There was too many people talking to her, and I was like, I just want to get out of here. I don't want to be that person.
But you should have been that person.
I know, I should have just
That's a great
waited
idea.
because I was like,
She
damn
might
it.
have left her husband for you.
No, because I have
One
a lot
can
of
only
I have a lot of
dream.
old photos from parties back in our teenage days and stuff, and she's in them.
Oh, really?
And I'm like, oh my god, this is amazing. It's like, random photos. Some of my favorite photos are like Ryan and I are some of them together, but even we're not. It's like, and teen stars, Scott Grimes, Mackenzie Aston, Andre Gower, David Faustino, and newcomer Heather Graham. Which means she hadn't done anything
I
yet,
just
but
saw
she was
one.
still there.
Someone
And
just
like,
sent from
and
Wisconsin.
Carlo Gudino.
Someone just sent me one. Shalane McCall's birthday party with Ryan Lambert, Scott Grimes, blue blah blue, this person,
Yes.
and Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
I'm like, what?
Yeah.
And I'm looking at the picture. I'm like, oh my god, I'm standing right next to him.
I have that photo. I have
So
a bunch
weird.
of Brad Pitt photos. I did a
so bizarre.
I did a TV show with a pilot for NBC. That
But he
Brad
was
Pitt
so much older than us.
not that much older.
I don't,
He's just turned like 56.
You're not
I
that
don't
old.
think he did.
No,
No.
he's old man. Look it up.
I think he's
No, he's
a little bit older than you
he's
are.
10 years older than me.
10
Nope.
years?
Yes.
Nope.
I'm telling
Nope.
you right now.
There's no way.
Brad Pitt is a
There's no
geezer,
way.
dude.
Wizard phone,
Gizzard.
tell us the truth.
Wizard.
Here it comes. I'll tell you right now.
I think
He's
he's
55.
He's 51.
He's 55.
50.
I bet he's 55.
52.
55.
54.
Oh, I was close.
You were closer.
But that's almost.
That's 10 years on you, yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna turn 40, but I mean,
9, 7.5.
I'm 23 years old.
all right. So wait, we did.
So we did Fantastic Fest, and then we saw some cool movies. My favorite movie of Fantastic Fest was I liked Mom and Dad with Nick Cage and
Didn't see that one. You saw Mom
Selma
and Dad?
Blair. I saw Mom and Dad,
How did you get to the
but the Gilbert Gottfried documentary is the best thing ever made.
Heartstrings?
So good. So
So
go see.
good.
I think it's all, you can see it, and it's Gilbert.
I think it's
go
been
watch
out and
it.
gone.
It's been out.
Probably-
You can see
Is
it.
it like Netflix or where?
Yeah, you can find it. Watch Gilbert. It's amazing.
It's so.
It's a good doc. It's
you
not
know,
what you think.
This is what it did for me, and I already knew because I kind of know his story a little bit. But this is what it'll do for the general public. It will show you that your perception of a certain human being or any human being is totally wrong. You don't know, like you may put a label on someone and you might look at them and say, I don't like you because of this. It happened to Andrew Dice Clay too. And you watch him, it's so heavy.
Yeah, his
It is
life
so
and the way
heavy.
his outlook is so heavy.
It's
and
so
deep.
different than what you think. He's a dirty motherfucking comic. Like
So he's
blue.
super
He
dirty.
works so blue. Like he doesn't give a fuck. He's like, I don't give a fuck what you think. Like I'm just gonna say whatever the hell I want.
But
My
he's
jokes are gonna be
also
dirty. But he's
the little quiet
quietest-
kid,
the
youngest of
quietest
like has
little
two
boy.
older sisters who like one's a phenomenal photographer, and he's a yogi. He's
Yeah.
like been a yogi since he was like 19 or something. It's like
And his
What?
shtick isn't him.
No,
no,
that's a
his
character.
shtick is a shtick.
Right.
That's
Like,
a character.
He's just a quiet.
That's a character.
Like,
That's
What if I had what in my hand?
It's almost-
if I had what? I don't know, $400. It's all a shtick.
It's Pee Wee Herman.
Because he actually doesn't
Phil
like
Hartman.
to talk.
It's it's
It's amazing. It's a great doc. The guy who made it's a great movie.
And he was there. We
And
got
his
to
wife
see-
was there. They got his wife to do the doc.
His
She
wife
was-
is a huge part of the documentary.
Yeah.
And they were there. And then they also did like another Q&A thing in like the small bar that I got to see with Leonard Maltin, which was amazing. And I was like, God damn it, Gilbert Gottfried is the shit.
Yeah, no, he kind of is. Because before the screening, they go, all right, we got a treat. Here's the filmmaker. And we do have a special guest in the audience for the premiere of Gilbert, the documentary. Ladies and gentlemen, Gilbert Gottfried is here. And he walks up and goes, waves, and he's like, thank you. Oh, no, he doesn't even say that. He just walks up, he waves, gets the mic, and goes, A man goes to a doctor for an examination. He goes right into 3 jokes. He does 3 jokes right and then sits the fuck down. And everybody's like, oh my God. And he told one of the best ones, I'm going to rip off and Gilbert too. He goes, a man goes into a doctor for an examination. The doctor comes in, looks at his chart, reads a little bit, looks at the man and says, sir, you're going to have to stop masturbating. And the guy goes, why, doctor, why? He goes, because I'm trying to give you an examination. And then he handed the mic back and sat down and we watched the movie.
It's fantastic. That's like the perfect Gilbert Gottfried experience, by the way.
But what a lot of people don't know about Gilbert Gottfried is, in a lot of comics, they're all, struggling with stuff, but he takes the bus to gigs. Like, he is the cheapest, doesn't like to spend, even if they're paying for it. Like, he takes the bus to Atlantic City from New York, like the mega bus, like the $5 bus.
Yeah, he just gets on with a giant suitcase.
Gets in a suitcase, which he also collects and hoards hotel and airline soaps and shampoos. He has thousands of them. Under his bed, he has crates.
No, because his wife didn't want him to know. But she's like, I have to show you this.
She
And
pulled it
underneath
out.
the bed, pulled out these giant plastic bins, opening up shampoos from all over the world. Like,
But the
tissue
funniest one,
paper.
he pulled out a thing of shampoo. It says Pan Am Airlines.
Look, I'll be honest.
So watch this doc. It's
I
amazing.
haven't bought hand soap for my bathroom in years.
It's all travel stuff.
stolen
Yeah.
from hotels.
Right.
But no Pan Am shampoo.
The Pan Am shampoo. But the other crazy thing is, as a comic, he took risks, and some of those risks, like, killed his career 2 different
yeah,
times
it totally
almost.
backfired. The 9/11.
He did the 9/11 joke on the roast.
Which is a good joke. It's
Great
a
joke.
No, it's a great joke.
Brilliant.
Too soon, but that's comedy. That's the comedy.
I hate too soon. It's
The
like, fuck you.
no, the guy in the crowd, they go too soon. He's like,
World is hilarious.
but you see his just angst when that joke didn't land. Oh, that's bad. Oh shit, when that joke bombed. No, that's even worse. And he's just he. In the other comics and the doc are talking about it in the intercut, and he's like, so instead of leaving or wilting away, he doubles down and he tells the fucking aristocrats.
Which no one had ever heard.
Which no one ever heard except for the comedy circle.
Which actually spun off into the doc
Right.
about the aristocrat. That's why they made that.
And the whole day
It's
is
like,
probably
fuck,
going,
it's
no!
out.
They're like, no, and they're
all
on
the comics
floor.
going,
no,
"Dude, this is only for us.
And
Don't
he
do
fucking tells it to a crowd and kills it.
The funny thing is like,
It's amazing.
the best thing. Okay, segue into the actual joke of the aristocrats is that kind of anybody can tell it if they have an incredible imagination.
Yeah.
Anyone can tell that joke. It's not. You
No, that's not the point. The point is for like the comics themselves to sit around and try
they
to
sit around
one up each other.
You know who did this originally was Chevy Chase. Chevy Chase used to throw parties, or he would go to a party, and obviously they were getting fucking hammered.
It's like the challenge, yeah. It's
Yeah,
like
and it was
the
like
competition.
And someone eventually would say, "Who's going to do the aristocrats?" And they get this isn't even in the documentary, I don't think. And Chevy Chase would go, "I'm doing it," and he would stand and just, God, I don't even want to go into it.
Well, you
But
know,
he would just destroy it, and everyone would just be like dying laughing, and they'd be like, "When is it going to end?" The whole point is, when is it going to end? And that's the challenge of the comedian: is when have you gone so far where if you pause for a second and say, "What's the name of your act?" that's when you know you've won the game, because you can go for. Chevy Chase was known for going for 45 minutes, and then the blood came out. And then the poop, and it just like it goes crazy. And then eventually he would just know. He'd go, "All right, here we go." Like he would look around the
feel
room.
the room.
He'd
You
feel the
feel-
room,
find
and he'd
love.
go,
Exactly.
"Hey, what's your act called?" The Aristocrats. And like everyone already knew the joke. They
But
already
the
knew
joke
the
is when you
punchline.
hit. The
They
joke
already
is when you
done
pull
that.
the trigger.
The
yeah.
punch, the joke is when you pull it. He's like, "Oh my god, he pulled it right there." That's the.
So the Gilbert was amazing. That was good. also a weird doc.
And
called
Rob
Monk.
Schneider is rolling on
Oh, he's
the ground.
literally on the floor. Like, he's on the floor. And he even goes, "Oh, it's okay, sir. I'll wait for you."
Because he was nobody at that
He
time.
just kills him. Rob Schneider was never nobody. Wait, who?
I like
I like Rob Schneider.
I like Deuce Bigelow. I think those movies are hilarious.
Those are hilarious.
They're great.
The fact that Eddie Griffin's always eating something in the hot tub is the funniest.
Eddie
And he
Griffin-
drops a
Eddie
tomato
Griffin
in the
is
water and then
real
eats it.
Kevin Hart.
Eddie Griffin is the real Kevin Hart.
Eddie Griffin should be a trillionaire, and Kevin Hart should be. I'm not going there.
I saw with Kevin Hart one time. He was very nice.
Doesn't matter about
That's
nice.
all I know about
Nice
him.
is
I've
fine.
never seen his movies.
Nice
he was
is
very nice.
fine.
There are other people that have not been
My
nice.
Uncle Willard is a nice person, but he shouldn't be the star of a million films that
No.
make
But
trillions of dollars.
if
He's not
you're-
funny.
If you're nice, that's a good
I don't
sign.
care about. I mean, I'll throw it out there.
Kevin Hart's got a thing. He's
No,
funny.
he doesn't
He's-
have a thing. He's got terrible things.
No, he's not.
No, he's terrible. Don't edit
I
this.
don't know anything.
Oh my God, it's Kevin Hart, everybody. Come on in.
But,
No, it'd be more like this.
Maybe like,
Because he's tiny? All right, we still doing recaps? What else we got?
yeah, okay, so we did Fantastic. We were just recapping movies we saw at Fantastic Fest that
Okay.
people may not see anywhere.
There was tons of
A
them.
doc named Love and Saucers is kind of crazy. It's about this old man in New York who is telling his story that he was approached and abducted, but has had a love affair with an alien for like 30 years, and he's
I didn't see that
contacted
one.
aliens. It's
I didn't
it's
see that one.
it's bonkers, but it's really well done, and you
Good
end
for
up
him. I'm
you
jealous.
end up believing this guy.
This is what I
at
love
the
about
end.
these festivals, like Chattanooga and Fantastic Fest. It's like, fuck Sundance and all that Tribeca bullshit. It's like,
No, it's
this is
all
where you
about-
get to see the real films that like
all about
awesome
small
people are
festivals.
making.
That's
I love
why-
these little
Well,
tiny
the new small
ones.
festivals are what Sundance started out to be was
Yeah.
like the outlet for indie
Yeah, but you
films.
can't do
and now
that.
Sundance is just the big studio
You
market.
can't do that when you're Robert Redford. Like, Robert Redford's gonna start a fucking...
No, he did. He started the Institute first, and then he wanted to start a film festival to showcase independent film.
Well, he took
And now they have their
over
own
an
movie
already
theater.
existing film festival, the
and,
USA
put,
Film
and put his
Festival,
name on it,
Right.
and
and
rebranded
said,
it.
"I want to do it." Right?
But the tiny ones, like that's why I flew up to Ashland, which you refused to come to show our movie, is because like those tiny festivals are the ones where you actually have fun.
he wants.
Jacob should go to Chattanooga this year.
You should go to Chattanooga this year. You're coming with us to Chattanooga.
Are you buying me a ticket?
Guess what's screening at
I'll
Chattanooga?
pay for the hotel room.
Is it my movie?
No.
Well, then I can't
You
even
should
write
sub-
that off anymore.
you should submit
with
that
the new
bit.
tax
Submit
bill,
it.
I
If
can't write
if we
any
make a
joke.
movie in the next 5 days and
No, you
I'm
can.
in
You have
it-
to form a company. Now run everything.
Fuck Trump LLC.
Ooh,
No,
we don't
run
use
everything
that
to your
word-
company,
we don't
you
use
pay
that
20%
word on our
taxes.
podcast.
You should be incorporated anyway.
LLC.
You're in Hollywood. You should be incorporated anyway. Everything should be through a company.
Well, I haven't had to because I've just worked as an independent contractor.
Still, doesn't matter. Still run all that, and you get paid as a vendor through your company as an IC. Anyway, that's a whole other conversation, folks.
That's part 3. We're gonna get to
That's
that
right.
in 1 hour.
That's right.
I tuned out like 5 minutes ago.
So we did. We did a. We went to London.
Oh, okay, we're going London right now.
Yeah, we went to London
This
for
is
the
a
weekend.
very deep conversation for London. 'Cause-
London's a deep conversation.
Well, because I'd never been there. It's been on my list forever. I mean, America is like, wow, I went to like Lubbock. You know,
Right.
like now I'm in London, England. It's one of my favorite place in the world that I've been to is Ireland, like all over Ireland. Not necessarily similar being in England. Like I want to have that part of the world experience. And I'd never gotten to go to London because it's obviously really expensive to like hang out and be there and go to all these amazing restaurants. But this was a huge opportunity for me, and I was very excited to go. And it was everything that I ever dreamed it would be. It was exactly to the...
Like when you're in London, you're like,
Oh my
yeah,
god!
this is what
Yeah,
London's
yeah.
supposed to feel like,
Oh,
and look like, and
It
sound
was a little
like.
cold.
It was the second time
It
I'd
was
ever been, but it's
super
amazing.
windy. There were leaves blowing everywhere while I was walking along the river, looking at Parliament and
Big Ben.
Look, kids, Big Ben.
We know.
Parliament.
I just that circle is no longer there anymore.
No, it's actually I found out where
It's
it
on
is.
the other side,
We already,
right.
yeah, we were in the square, but.
But let's set up why we were there. So I set up a screening at this awesome place called the Prince Charles Cinema,
Lovely people.
and it's
Brian. What was his name?
Todd,
no, we did.
Jim.
Michael.
We did some podcasts and other people's stuff while we were there. But we did 2 screenings at the Prince Charles Cinema, and it's something I'd always wanted to do because it had played there more than once in the last 5, 6, 7 years, and always done very
they've
well.
already done.
They've done revival screening. It's like the New Beverly of London.
Are they showing a print?
They showed the. What did they show? No, they showed the DCP. They didn't show the 35. No, maybe they did show the 30. I can't remember. But we got the opportunity and we set it up. And I was trying to do it like end of July, beginning of August, but we were wrapping up season 1 of Short Ends. And then we ended up pushing it until October. But it worked out awesome anyway. We brought the doc crew. And Ryan and I got to go and hang out in London for 3 days and 2 screenings. So continue your story about loving London, what you got to see that you had never seen before.
Oh, when I was in Ireland, I loved just being in a pub, just talking to like the locals, because like most pubs in England and Ireland, there's no music playing. It's just like it's all about conversation, just being with friends and family or whatever. It's very communicative, and I loved that about it. And when right by our hotel, I'm like, where is the closest fucking place that is? Because we were kind of staying in like Touristville.
We kind of stayed in like the Times Square of London. We were right there in Piccadilly, so it was kind of nuts. But it's right where all the theater district is, right by where the cinema is.
Well, you were staying there obviously because that is where the climax of American Werewolf in London takes place.
Right.
But you actually are not really far from anything in London. You really
No,
are.
you're down the street.
You could walk everywhere.
I
if
took
you wanted.
cabbies.
I've
You take the tube, you
I've
can
never
walk.
been. It's comparable to like New York.
Kind of.
So like
It's
living
not in a long
LA,
string. It's kind of in a loop circle type
Right.
thing, and the river's right in the middle of it. And we stayed north of the river the whole time. But
living in LA, you think about New York like, oh yeah, I can get there on a train in 10 minutes.
if that, yeah.
An hour and a half in a car.
Oh, yeah.
Like everything is right there.
You just jump down the tube
There's
and you
just
go
a
like 2
different-
stops. and
There's
it's
just a
5 minutes.
difference between like walking through Golden Gate Park
And Hyde Park.
and
is
Hyde
cool.
Park. You know what I mean? You're like,
And seeing
wow.
Buckingham Palace and
Oh my god! Like
Kensington Palace.
That's exactly what I did that day. I went to Buckingham Palace. I'm like, I'm just gonna do some tourist shit. I don't give a fuck. Fuck everyone. I'm gonna do
got
Buckingham
to.
Palace.
We
I'm
did.
gonna eat at like these restaurants that I've read about in Bon Appetit magazine, and I'm gonna fucking walk through Hyde Park.
Yeah, you go get a
With a
proper
lake.
English breakfast
I
in
got
a pub.
I'm drinking a. It's freezing. I'm drinking a beer, sitting in Hyde Park.
A warm beer.
No, a very cold beer.
Oh.
They're supposed. Well, I mean that's dark beers, whatever. But I'm drinking a beer and I'm standing up against the water, watching these swans go by. These little like English kids, mommy, like feeding them. I'm like, oh my god, I'm in fucking England.
Yeah,
This
that's what's
is-
rad.
I'm so American. I feel like a fucking idiot, but I don't give a shit because this is what I've dreamt about forever. I stood in front of Buckingham Palace, like holding the gates, going, "Let me in!" Like, I want to hang out with the Queen. I want to drink a beer with fucking the Queen.
You didn't do Westminster Abbey, which is amazing.
Drove by.
My wife and I
the
did.
Abbey.
You go in, and she even got taken aback a little bit because she was like, "Wait, King Henry the Fourth is it? He's not in that box." I was like, "No, he's in that. That's his.
That's him.
tomb. He's right."
That's
And it's like
the king.
that's it. And like, it's like this isn't from 1614 or something. Like, yeah, no, it says right there. It is, and it's so old, and that place is jam packed with stuff.
It's
if you've
not
ever
just a
been in.
movie. It actually happened.
Yeah, and you're like, "Whoa, no, he's in there," and you're like,
There's
"It
a
is bonkers."
skeleton in there, and he was the king of England.
And
But you guys didn't
Fast.
do the Jack the Ripper thing.
No, well,
well, kind of. We kind of went down an alley. We're like, "Oh my god, this is totally a Jack the Ripper alley in between this."
Andre and I walked down this alley and was like, Oh, there's so many people murdered in this house.
Like,
And
you can't see
one
it.
of them had to be Jack the Ripper. Like, it was really creepy. I actually have a few photographs of that. I'll send to you so you can put those up.
Yeah, London was great. So thank you to Paul Vickery at the Prince Charles Cinema
Paul.
that we got to
Paul.
hang out with.
Sorry, Paul.
But that theater's awesome because it is like the new Bev of London, and they show rad shit. But here's the kicker: like normally we do a screening, we do a Q&A on stage, which we did, and then you go out in the lobby and sign stuff. There's no lobby, so we did it outside in the street. We're outside
raining.
on this walkway, and it was cold
raining.
and rainy, and everybody stood there for an hour in line to take photos and love it.
That's London.
And you know who we saw? Our good friend Steve Hughes, who's been on our
Steve.
podcast, who's a director in London, who has directed a couple episodes of Doctor Who and Casualty, which is like ER of the UK on BBC. And he came.
He was
and
on our podcast. He didn't really give me enough Doctor Who.
Yeah,
I was kind of pissed off.
You wanted
I was
more
like-
Doctor Who.
I'm like, you're on my podcast. I'm asking you so many Doctor Who questions. Like, I don't care about what else you did. No, I love you, Steve.
He's
And I'm,
But he had to work the next day and like couldn't like hung out long. We wanted to go out and have a drink or something, but he was too late for me. He had to get up early and go work and be a director or something. So we missed hanging out with him, but that's okay. A couple rad podcasts and stuff that we did for the Sarah O'Connell show in London. Who has a
Sarah,
YouTube show.
Beverly, and
Beverly was awesome, and Layla Mika Sol Mikkelsen, who just posted her thing yesterday, which today is the 22nd.
Beverly said that she was sending me a book that I would love, and I have yet to
What
get.
is the book?
I do not know. It was supposed to be a surprise.
Oh.
But I gave her my address. I'm like, send me the book.
Well,
So we had
So Beverly.
no.
No, it's fine. We've been talking.
We had a great reception in London. Great people. Did some cool other people's podcasts. We got to see my friend Ailsa Scott, who I know from Fantastic Fest, and she's amazing. That happened to be in London. It was just really weird and awesome. So thank you, Paul, for setting that up, and thank you for everybody that came to that, because I know we have some podcast listeners in the UK.
Oh, my friend Agnes. I met.
That's right, your friend Agnes you hung out with.
She was a friend in San Francisco, and she was like, I live in London now. You're here? And I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
She's like, where are you right now? I'm like, I'm drinking a beer in Hyde Park. She's like, I'm across the street. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, oh my God. And then we met her across the street. It was
Mommy, feed the swans.
she's
Well,
she's actually Swedish. So.
I forgive you both for not taking me.
There was not room in my
London?
there was not room in my carry-on.
I don't.
And we
forgive
went
you.
for the
I don't
weekend.
forgive you. No,
We
I'm
went for the
very
weekend.
angry.
I went to London for.
Well, we'll go again when we screen the doc at the Prince Charles Cinema. How about that? Okay.
Just give me an excuse. I'll be there.
So we got back from that. Like the next week, we came back. We literally got there on Friday, came back on Monday. We went to London for the weekend,
Yeah, you were there for.
which I don't
remember
recommend. Don't do that.
that. No, I remember Ryan being like, "Oh my God, I'm going to be on a plane for like 12 hours, and then I'm going to be on the ground for 2 days, and then I have to be on another plane for 12 hours." Just read a book. You'll be fine.
Those flights weren't that bad though.
The last though,
I watched Wonder Woman on the airplane.
The one coming home was amazing.
Yeah, that was a better
Were
flight.
they direct London to LA?
Yeah. Yeah.
So you just get on. You just
Get in, sit down, get out in LA.
I watched 3 movies. I read my
10 and a
book.
half hours.
I stood in the back.
Yeah,
and,
we
talked
got
to
up,
you for
stretched,
like
we talked for an
45
hour.
minutes or so.
Yeah, flying international sucks, but you know if you have the books or the movies to watch, it goes by. And if your seat's halfway comfortable, you're all right. We were not in first class or business class. Dude, I recommend that totally because they have like little fucking condos up there now.
Oh, dude, now they
It's
have, like,
amazing. You have your
make
own
a little
but-
bed out
yeah.
of the thing.
No, it's a condo. The business class LAX to Heathrow on American Airlines. That little, 20 square foot thing that you have up there would cost you $950 a month to rent here in LA.
I'm telling you right now. I'm gonna tell you.
$1,500.
I'm
Yeah.
telling you right now. If I could afford to wander into that realm of existence with those airplane first class, that's not first class.
That's
That's like
business class. It's business
insane up. Like first class is like, oh my God, oh you're first class. Like, I'm amazing class. Like, and you get your own room.
Yeah.
And you're just laying in a bed and like watching TV as if you were at home. Like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch some NCIS
Right, like,
and just
I'm gonna watch
fall asleep like I usually
season
do when
of
I'm.
Frasier.
If
and
I
then
want
pass
to,
out.
if I want to. But you know, they're gonna bring me a bottle of Jameson, and I'm gonna drink the shit out of it. And then they're gonna bring me my food. I'm gonna eat. I'm gonna drink some more Jameson. Then I'm gonna watch TV. Flying to me would be like, this is all I ever want to do.
Right.
Right.
But if I'm
You're crammed in the back.
smushed in the back.
With
There's
the
a
bleeds.
baby screaming in my face.
Yeah.
The bleeds. I
Yeah,
don't
we
want to
had
do
this whole
that.
family that
I
was
don't
just
wanna do-
climbing on
and I'm
seats
about
and-
to do. By the time you motherfuckers listen to this shit, I will have flown back and forth from San Francisco, which is only a 45-minute flight. But I'm leaving in 2 days. But by the time you put this up, it'll probably be like 4 days from now, and I'll already be back. I'm terrified. I don't want to get on this tube of death.
See,
But I'm only going to be on it. Like when they say 45-minute flight, they mean gate to gate.
Right.
So the actual flight is 40 minutes, 40,
If that, right.
whatever,
right.
30.
But see, you're afraid
You
of
take
the
off.
flight.
You take off while they're taking
afraid
off.
of the
I don't know if
drive
any,
to the airport.
I've no.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody.
The drive to the airport's much more dangerous.
I don't know
That's
if
what I'm
anybody's
saying.
ever. Like,
Except for you watch Fearless with Jeff Bridges and
From-
Rosie Perez. Call back, ladies and
Oh my
gentlemen.
God, Jesus Christ.
That was
From
like-
LA.
Don't strap in your baby.
From LAX to San Francisco, it's really short. If you're on that flight, you're literally on the plane for like 35 minutes.
Yeah, if that. That flight.
But the build-up, 35 minutes. It takes me 35 minutes to get to your house.
That's what I'm
Take-
saying.
from here.
Right.
From my house to here is 35 minutes.
Those
If I get on the
flights, like-
fucking metro...
That's why air travel is great. It's
No,
great.
that's what I'm saying. It's like, why am I strapped in? Like, I'm on the bus coming here. I'm like holding on for dear life and flying around. Like, it's way more
Well, that's just
dangerous
the mental hurdle
being
you
on
have
that
to
bus
get
or that train
over.
than what I'm doing on a thing that's like smoothly flying through the air.
Exactly.
30,000 feet up.
Right, but why?
The bus
why-
ride's much more
Why
dangerous.
can't I just stand up when I'm flying? Like, I'm just standing there like,
I mean, you can.
great, I'll hold on.
And a lot of people do.
That's the
No,
next thing that they're doing for commuter flights in Europe.
Ryanair.
It's like you just hold on.
Yep.
I like it.
You just stay in because they're 20-minute flights,
I'm
40-minute flights.
I'm in.
You're just up.
Oh, I would do that. That would be my dream.
Because they don't have the
No, because I just
like
walk
we do.
around. I'm not strapped in.
Yeah.
I'm not. Like I'm not holded down to anything.
Most of the thing they make you sit
Like,
down
when
now, it's not about turbulence.
I'm already
it's about
tripping
you
about
can't be
getting
up
on a
walking
plane in
around
2
because
days.
of security.
The flight from here to San Francisco is like a slingshot. That's all it is. Like you get on and then you're there.
You don't have to do. I've done this
But it's
300,000 times.
No, I know. I've done it as well. Like you spend 4 times longer getting to the airport
And
then
than
getting
to your
through
desk.
security.
Oh, yeah.
They're going up, 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 up. The thing didn't even go boop yet.
No,
And they
they're
go,
getting-
"What do you want to drink?"
And then
And I'm like, "I'll have a Jameson or whatever the fuck they have."
Squadcast
Doers.
brought to you by Jameson.
Now you have to say doers.
and then they're going down.
And they bring it to me. They're like, "Here you go. Here's your doers. Are you done with that?"
Yep.
Because we're
You-
going down. Like,
you have
oh
4
my
and a half
God.
minutes to finish it.
Ryan can do it though. So we went to London. Where did we go after that? Oh, we did San Antonio, a convention in San Antonio. And here's the highlight of that. We went to San Antonio.
We had a good time. We went.
No, we got to hang
walked
out
along
with,
I heard a great story about the.
We met the Soska sisters and hung out
What's
with
the
them.
thing that goes along
The River Walk.
the river?
You
walks?
went to the Alamo.
I went. To
Ryan went to the Alamo. I had seen
Hold
the
on,
Alamo.
let me tell me
before.
this Riverwalk story because
Yeah.
I actually met someone in San Antonio and we were walking along that and they said, you know, they drained this like 2 years ago. Like they drained the whole thing.
But what is the river?
There's like
It's
a
the
little
old river that's going through downtown. It's a little offshoot of it, but they've built all of the hotels and restaurants and everything to have like this touristy river walk.
Oh, there's
Okay,
So it's like a little
not
canal.
The Rio Grande. It's like a
no,
canal.
it's as wide
it's
as
like
your
a
apartment.
Disneyland thing.
Yeah, it's literally like you're on the Jungle Cruise.
Right.
Yeah. No, yeah, it is.
On bumper
It is.
cars,
It's a
yeah.
taxi too.
And there's like a Dick's Last Resort and like a TJ Fridays. And
Right.
She said, "Oh, we were walking along. She's like, oh, they drained this like a couple years ago." I'm like, "Oh, why?" And she was like, "I don't know. They like just want to clean it and like I'm sure people throw stuff in there all the time. It's like clogging shit." And I'm like, "Oh, well, did they find anything?" I'm sure they found like a bunch of bodies, right? She was like, "Oh, I don't think they found a bunch of bodies, but what they did find is a weird baby carriage." And I was like, "Ew! That's so much worse than like." A body.
They
Like,
found like
what
a
happened?
buggy.
Like
Yeah.
a
Baby
like
buggy?
Yeah.
Ooh. From 1924.
That's what
It
I'm
had a
saying.
key from the Faust Hotel.
That's amazing.
Oh, God. Okay. So San Antonio. Who else was cool at that one?
Everyone,
Tony Todd was there again.
Now that you've said that, everyone you don't mention who listens to this is gonna be like, "Fuck."
None of those people listen to this. They have their own lame podcast.
I had a
to
great
do.
time meeting.
Shawnee Smith was there. David Naughton was there. Speaking of American Werewolf in London, for him. Felix Silla was there, which is kind of the highlight because Felix Silla is talk about a little tiny guy. He got Kevin Hart by like half. Felix Silla is a famous actor, kind of stunt double because he doubles little kids in movies, and he doubled Ashley Bank in Monster Squad.
Right.
When he was like 55.
It's such an old Hollywood joke where the guy turns around. He's got
No,
like
that
a
happened to
backpack.
Ashley's dad.
Yeah.
It happened to
Cigar.
Ashley's dad. He's got a
That's
mustache. He's got a mustache
exactly
and a
what
cigar,
happened.
and turned around, and Ashley's dad thought it was Ashley. He goes, "Ashley, we got it," and he goes, "Ah!" But the cool thing is,
That story actually happened.
she tells it. It's funny as shit. Felix Silla also doubled my sister in The Towering Inferno. So he doubled my real sister in a movie, and then doubled my screen sister in another movie. So Felix, it's like it's a whole full Felix Silla circle. Say that twice fast. Who else was that? I don't know. The Soska sisters were cool, and that's about it.
Where was this?
You got a tattoo though.
Oh, in San Antonio.
Yeah. You got Gort.
Gort.
I said you got Gort.
Yeah, he's right here.
Well, you sound thrilled.
He's like, what the fuck? What
I
did
don't
get?
think
What is this?
I think tattoos are of a moment, and then like, who cares? Like, I don't look at it and go, "Oh my god, that's so amazing!"
Right, but you're starting
it
to
was
collect
fun
your
when it
tattoos
happened.
from an experience.
Yeah, but it's fun when it happened, and I was like,
Right.
I don't care about this shit. But it was real. Whatever, I don't care if everyone gives a shit about this story. But this thing got infected, and you saved me from that.
Well, you came over and you're like, "Why is my tattoo itchy and also pussing everywhere?"
And bubbling.
And I was like, "Why are you putting?
Why is it
anything on
talking
it?"
back to me?
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, that was gross.
Why is its mouth moving?
And so I gave you the Burt's Bees.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mount on.
You gotta
forever.
keep-
Yes.
Great.
And then I went and got my own
Squadcast,
tin.
not brought to you by Burt's Bees.
No, definitely
Should
not.
be.
Should be.
Should
No,
be.
it's hint.
Hey,
Burt's
anybody out there getting tattoos and then you need like a little extra salve?
Burt's Bees.
Burt's Bees.
It's good
Hand.
shit.
It's
no,
good
wait,
shit, but
hold
I'm
on.
not a fan of Burt's Bees no more because they used to be from Durham, North Carolina, and then Clorox bought Burt's Bees.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, someone
They're
has
still
to.
They
great,
still make good
though,
stuff.
for-
They still make good
They're
stuff,
making
but
the same
Clorox
stuff.
is selling it.
What is the? It's not. It's not. I mean, there's so many Burt's Bees.
Oh, it's the
Right.
the shit
The hand-
that I use is the
It's actually
hand
called
salve.
hand salve.
It's like farmer's hand
Yes.
salve. or
Yes.
some shit.
Yes, that's the
It's great.
stuff you put on your tattoos.
Yeah, that's
And it literally like 3 days later went away.
But Gort is cool. And then we had
I'm glad that it isn't a fucking
I'm gonna put a
festering wound.
I'm gonna put a body on him though, but it's gonna be the body of the Kraken from Clash of the Titans.
that'd be Gort cracking with a
gonna
Gort
be-
head.
It's gonna be a mash up. Oh my god.
That's gonna be a fucking mess. All right, so let's
Here we
wrap,
go!
let's wrap this up with right, and then we came
No,
back
I
to San
want-
Antonio and did season 2 of Short Ends.
Oh my god.
So this is why we weren't around for a while, because we were traveling and kind of busy, and so we did season 2 of Short Ends, which episode 6 is coming out next week, or we're episode.
Yeah, we're
5
halfway
now.
through the season.
We're halfway through the season. So if you enjoy Short Ends, write into Nerdist or Project Alpha, or tweet them at Join Project Alpha and say, we want season 3 because we like Ryan and Andre on Short Ends because we enjoy doing that show. It's fun. Our producer Ben McShane's awesome on that, and we had some rad guests on this.
Last
episode.
season was great. I mean, I think we had some really good
Stephen Murphy, we had
films,
Chelsea
too.
Stardust, we had Jimmy Gwynn, we had some awesome films. I was a little worried because at the beginning when we were curating,
Dead Hearts.
There's a little weak, but then we got 5 or 6 good ones in there in the middle and end that were awesome, like Dead Hearts.
I was a little worried too because I was like, God, we've all these. I'm watching thousands of fucking shorts,
Ton of shorts,
and I'm like, when am I gonna find those 40 that just blow me away, and
Well,
also
yeah.
blow you and
Right.
Ben away?
Well, the other
So-
thing is, you may find a dozen great shorts that you love, but only 3 of them want to be on the show or sign the release and actually give us.
Right.
a
Some
shot.
are like, no.
We see some great ones.
like,
we're
what do
we
you-
want this? And they're like, no.
You're like, what are you, idiot? Like,
Yeah, I'm like,
this
come
is
on, get your short on
Your
the show.
we've praised your short.
We're totally putting an Elderman on season 3 if we get season
No, we are
3.
not. We can't.
Yes, we can.
No, there's too many boobies.
Ryan Lander's in it.
There's too many boobies.
We've
and
had boobs
penises.
on we've had boobs on Short Ends.
No,
before.
this is not appropriate for that. We're gonna make one that is.
So Jacob, we have a couple months to make a short that we can all put on Short Ends.
I'd love to just show the blurred version, which is just a blurry screen for 7 minutes.
Ooh, that's a
And do
good.
the interview.
Actually, I'm gonna go with you on this. That's a good theme. Blurred movies. We have to blur
Episode, we
this
have
out.
to blur them, so
we
you
have to blur this out, but you're still gonna get the story. But we're gonna blur this out. I like that. I'm kind of
Interesting.
down with that.
Interesting.
Seriously,
So
I'm down with that. That's good.
We're only showing it because you're in it.
Well, because the first, you can blur my face. I don't give a fuck. But
Your face was blurred.
the
No, I actually.
I'm in
cut
it too,
around-
kind of, right?
Yeah. No,
Am I right? I haven't seen it. I'm kind of in it.
You haven't seen it?
I have not. I've seen a bit of it, but I don't. I know actually I did see it, but I don't. Did my VO work?
Yeah, you're in there.
Oh, nice.
You're one of the things. I'm not. I'll spoil.
Don't
fucking
spoil-
Star
don't
Wars.
spoil- yeah,
I'm
don't
not
spoil
spoiling
your
my
short.
own film.
we should watch it.
You're in it.
We'll watch it. Where can
It
people
could be on
see
that.
an elder man, Jacob?
No.
At festivals. That's
Yeah.
it.
So when you see
For
an
now.
elder man at a festival, no, the movie an elder man, not just
When you're at a
some,
festival
not just some
and you
dude.
see like a creepy older guy.
When
That's
you
not
see
Jacob. When you
William
see a
Shatner,
movie-
please don't tell him to throw a football at my face.
Full circle.
Hey.
Great callback.
Thank you.
We've had some good callbacks here.
You
One,
got a couple. To
one-handed, nailed it.
Is this a 3-parter?
No, we're done. We're done. So that's kind of our fall.
I mean, who
so
cares? Just keep talking. Keep the mic on. I'm still hanging out with my friend.
no, let's wrap up this episode and then we'll hit record something else. We might get some gems. But hey, thanks for what we're calling year 1 of Squadcast. This is the last podcast of year 1. We are noodling some ideas for year 2 of Squadcast. Don't want to promise too much, but we are toiling with some really rad ideas to make it different and better and maybe something that rhymes with video.
Something that rhymes with video? Schmidio?
Nothing
It's
rhymes
video.
with Nothing rhymes with it.
Now, we may take this to the next level, but only if the fans are kind of interested in it.
Pretty.
So let us know, tweet us if you'd want to actually
Pretty
see
is a
the
good
show of Squadcast, which would be kind of cool.
But either way, Robert Downey Jr. will be the 3rd co-host on season 2.
That is not true.
He has literally nothing else to do.
He's got Avengers 34 to do.
We have 3 more sips of Jameson. We have
So
a new season of
short ends in the middle.
Short ends in the middle.
And
We
next
have
year,
a
keep your
next-
eyes open for announcements of the Squad doc, which will be done at the end of January and start festivaling and being out there. So enjoy that. And you can also follow kind of some the tour and BTS stuff at the Squad doc on Instagram and Twitter. And if you have any experiences from the tour or Fantastic Fest and you want to tag the Squad doc, and please post and do that too, because we love that. And keep your eyes and ears open for announcement for that awesome documentary. I want to go back to break. I'm gonna cut this into another because we talked about Allison building the treehouse, and we talked about my wife Michelle getting the poster art. But I also didn't give a shout out to my sister Carlina, who helped with a bunch of our talent, travel, and logistics and hotel stuff.
With a broken foot.
With a broken foot. And then also kind of my number one on this team was Natalie McComas, who is my producer Henry's wife, who jumped on board and while we were on the road was working with me over that month putting this event together and just knocked it out of the park. So thank you to Natalie on that. And my crew that traveled with us, Henry McComas, Wes Caldwell, and Esteban Favela, and also Aaron Kunkel and Matt Ducey, and everybody at Pilgrim Studios.
Also,
good year. We enjoyed year one of Squadcast, I guess. This is it for year one. We'll shut it down. Have a good holiday, folks, and all that jazz. See you after the New Year's.
I'm going to be in San Francisco, which I'm extremely excited about, and I've never done Christmas. This is going to be my first actual,
Really?
present-y Christmas. Yeah, no, I'm a fucking Jew, dude.
What'd you get me?
No.
What'd you get me?
Oh, you have no idea. It's
You've never gone to a Christmas thing.
I've gone to a Christmas thing, but I don't wake up in the morning and go Christmas. I've never had.
Oh, you're missing out. That's the best part.
But
Still the
no,
good
I'm
part.
doing it. This is the first year I'm doing it.
The actual holiday's lame, and the consumerism of it's completely lame. But
I used
having
to-
that feels is awesome.
No, I used to
Christmas
get
is not
presents.
like
I get
being with
presents
people.
for 8 days, and the first year you get socks. The first day you get socks, and then you get a toothbrush, and then you. I'm telling you, I every year I write to my mother and
Don't
say,
give me some.
"Happy Hanukkah! Thanks for all the socks." And she's like, "Oh my God, do you remember the ones I got?" I'm like, "Oh my God, that's the worst present ever." But on the 8th day, when I was a kid, it was like, "Here we go. This is it. Here we go. It's coming.
The big one.
It's the big one." And you'd open it up and be like, "Fucking Han Solo doll." You'd be like, "Yes! I got the fucking Han Solo doll!" That was the big one.
Oh my god, I got Frogger!
Yeah. Same thing. Yeah, you'd open it up and be like, "Oh my God."
So that we're not only wrapping up this episode, the part 2 of Squadcast, but this is wrapping up year 1 of Squadcast. So thank you for listening. Hang in there. We'll have an announcement for you. We love the fact that you listen to this crazy, stupid shit. I'm Andre Gower.
Ryan Lambert.
And this has been
Squadcast.
Squadcast.